In this video, we discuss the starting points of all knowledge.
All knowledge needs an uncreated starting point to build upon. Axioms form the basis of all other knowledge. No meaningful discussion about anything can take place without axioms.
An axiom is a self-evident truth that requires no proof. A universally accepted principle or rule, a proposition in logic that is assumed without proof for the sake of studying the consequences that follow from it.
Axioms are fixed principles upon which we can always take a righteous stand. Without some fixed starting point, we end up with a never-ending loop called an infinite regress.
Infinite regress. A never-ending series of causation, a sequence of reasoning that can never come to an end.
There are many common examples of an infinite regress. Generally, they involve origin questions such as who created the creator, then who created the creator of the creator, and so on. Perhaps the most famous example of an infinite regress is the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken-egg dilemma comes from observations that all chickens hatch from eggs and all chicken eggs are laid by chickens. President Brigham Young said,
"Think, brethren, think, but do not think so far that you cannot think back again."
Eternalism has an answer to the apparent chicken-egg dilemma, which we will discuss at the end of this video after we have introduced eternalism's axioms.
Joseph Smith mentioned 3 foundational axioms.
How many things are necessary for us to understand, respecting the deity and our relation to him, in order that we may exercise faith in him for life and salvation? 3. What are they? First, that God does exist. Secondly, correct ideas of his character, his perfections and attributes. And thirdly, that course which we pursue is according to his mind and will.
These 3 axioms are summarized as existence, identity, and consciousness.
Most philosophers start with doubt. With eternalism's axioms, we start with certainty. These axioms are always there and can always be relied upon. Of these axioms, nothing more can be said of them than existence exists, everything has specific identifying attributes, and consciousness is conscious. The law of identity is one of the foundational laws of logic. It is traditionally stated as A is A, or that each thing is the same as itself and different from all other things. This might sound trivially obvious, but it establishes that all things have definite identity. Axiomatic concepts are conceptual starting points. They sum up the essence of all human knowledge. Something exists of which I am conscious. I must discover its identity. These 3 axioms are implicit in all facts and in all knowledge. It is something, and I'm aware of it.
The 3 axioms are inherent in all facts. They are assumed in all perceptual objects. For example, this is hot cocoa. It is. I am aware of it, and it has attributes that make it cocoa and not coffee. This is a camera. I am aware of it, and it has attributes that make it different from a telescope. This is a basketball. I am aware of it. It has attributes that make it different from a tennis ball.
The 3 axioms are inherent in all knowledge. They are assumed in all thoughts, feelings, and actions. For example, the concept of God assumes he exists, I am aware of him, and God has attributes that differentiate him from Satan. The feeling of love assumes it exists, I am conscious of it, and love has attributes that differentiate it from hate. The action of running assumes it exists, I am conscious of it, and running has attributes that differentiate it from walking or sitting.
The axioms are irreducible, invincible, and inescapable starting points for everything. The axioms save us from being sucked into a philosophical black hole of mystical ideas.
Axiomatic concepts are the guardians of man's mind and the foundation of reason. Without these axiomatic concepts, philosophy becomes fruitless and pointless, as it has no way to get off the ground.
Axiomatic concepts are starting points of knowledge on which all proofs depend. They must be used and accepted by everyone, including those who attack them.
An axiom is a proposition that defeats its opponents by the fact that they have to accept it and use it in the process of any attempt to deny it.
A fallacy is a mistaken belief based on unsound reasoning. Most corrupt philosophies attempt to undercut one or more axioms. Once we understand this, we are better able to debunk them, and a lot of philosophical nonsense disappears. An easy way to remember how to debunk those who would attempt to undercut the axioms is with what is called the stolen concept fallacy. This fallacy is someone attempting to use a concept as proof against itself.
To show an example of the stolen concept fallacy, let's go through a role play to explain it. Imagine 2 people, Adam and Bob, arguing about the axioms. Imagine Bob saying to Adam,
"You can't prove that you exist, or that you're conscious, or that anything is what it is."
Who is Bob actually arguing with? Bob doesn't realize that he has just invoked the stolen concept fallacy and is already arguing an absurdity. Adam can easily show this absurdity through Aristotle's affirmation through denial. This involves affirming a proposition by showing that its denial leads to absurdity.
An axiom is a proposition that defeats its opponents by the fact that they have to accept it and use it in the process of any attempt to deny it.
Let's go through the following dialogue showing that axioms are presupposed in any statement or concept, including the concept of disagreement. In this example, person A, Adam, is showing person B, Bob, that no one can object to the axioms without using them in their objections. Adam does this by arguing the absurd.
Your objection to the self-evident has no validity. There is no such thing as disagreement. People agree about everything.
That's absurd. People disagree constantly about all kinds of things.
How can they? There's nothing to disagree about. After all, nothing exists.
All kinds of things exist. You know that as well as I do.
Ah, that's one. You must accept the existence axiom to even utter the term disagreement. But to continue, I still claim that disagreement is unreal. How can people disagree since they are all unconscious beings unable to hold ideas at all?
Of course, people hold ideas. They're conscious beings. You know that.
That's two. You must be conscious in order to disagree. But even so, why is disagreement about ideas a problem? Perhaps all of the people who disagree about the very same point are both equally right.
That's impossible. If two ideas contradict each other, they can't both be right.
That's three. Contradictions can't exist in reality. All things have identity.
To put this all in perspective, think of the analogy of a philosophical barrel that sums up everything we have learned so far. The sides of the barrel represent all 5 philosophical branches. Eternalism's barrel holds all of our philosophical primacy issues. In this analogy, what is the bottom of the barrel? The axioms are the bottom of the barrel. They are irreducible in that these axioms are the very bottom of the barrel. There is nothing else beneath it to lend it support. They are invincible in that they have their own built-in self-defense. It is impossible to knock the bottom of the barrel out without reaffirming its validity. They are inescapable in that they are necessarily presupposed in every thought, word, feeling, action, belief, or testimony being born. No philosophy or theology can hold water without these philosophical axioms as the starting foundation. In coming videos, we will apply these axioms to evaluate the truth or error of various philosophical primacy issues.
Remember our chicken and egg problem from the start of this video? It is solved by a more fundamental primacy issue involving the axioms. Which has primacy, potential, or actual? Actual has primacy over potential. Something must actually exist with a specific identity before it can accomplish any potential actions. A chicken can lay an egg, but an egg can't lay a chicken.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Christian Eternalism YouTube channel and visit christianeternalism.org.